You are building basically superintelligence for engineers going forward. How are you doing that?
Well, first, great to be here. Thanks for having me. And yes, we're building towards a human intelligence future where artificial intelligence and humans live side by side, but artificial intelligence can do most of the things that humans can do. The way in which we do that is we have some proprietary research techniques. We have dubbed them reinforcement learning via code execution feedback. But for the layperson, what they need to understand is we're just going to give them the superpower to write software in the future. And anyone who currently knows, it'll feel like being augmented by 100x.
Will that displace the number of engineers we need, or ultimately free them up to do more? How are you thinking about augmenting versus replacing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the conversation of replacement is always one that pops up, but I tend to look at these things about what we're going to be able to do more of, what we'll be able to do faster. And this is where I get excited, because I think about what software does currently. In 2025, it underwrites almost the entire economy that we have. But if you think about what it can do in the future, is it can take something that might be 5 or 6 people months of 10 humans to do this, and it can reduce that to compute hours. And that's great for someone like the biologist or the physicist or the person doing cancer research. And this is the thing I think about, compressing human knowledge learning into compute hours.
You're not the only CEO we've recently spoken to who's thinking about giving superintelligence and superpowers to an engineer. And look, we just had Reflection AI on the show yesterday. How is the space? How is there an awful lot of startups trying to do the same thing or different things? Distinguish yourselves from the competition.
They're all slightly different. The idea here with Poolside is more akin to OpenAI and Anthropic in that we are going after the thing that we might call AGI and eventually ASI. And so what we are at our heart is a frontier AI company similar to OpenAI and Anthropic. And we are pushing the boundaries on that. We're going via software for technical reasons. We don't need to get into that, but it's very technical reasons. And then many other folks end up in what I would call the AI consumer camp. There will be 5 or 6 very large winners who build out the core infrastructure of artificial intelligence, and the rest of the folks will consume the artificial intelligence produced by those companies.
So you see yourself as an infrastructure player?
Well, I see myself just right next to OpenAI and Anthropic.
Okay. Do you see yourself as a valuation perspective right next to them? Because tell us about where you are and your funding needs and whether you're out there raising money to do this.
Well, building artificial intelligence models is a capital-intensive game. So at some point we always have to consider how much compute capacity we have. And that is a proxy for how fast you can go or how big you can go. So that's always going to be a topic, but right now we're really happy with where we sit.
So you're not raising money?
We're not raising money right now.
What about compute, and what is holding you back right now? Is it energy infrastructure? Is it electricity? Is it access to data centers? What is it?
I would love more time.
Yeah.
I would love more time for us to go do more experiments. But for the thing that I think about holding us back is really where we are in the world. If I can net this out into a different way, which is if we were in a world of infinite access to energy, infinite access to compute, and infinite access to data, we would be at AGI or ASI already. But we don't have an infinite world. We have a constrained world, so we must make different choices. So my main choice that I have to make is how I spend my compute budget. So if you were to ask, my primary concern is always access to more compute.
At the moment, where do you get your compute from?
We have partnerships across a wide variety of folks, although our primary cluster is with Amazon, AWS Web Services.
And is that largely US placed? What's interesting about you is perhaps people got you muddled up with a French company at one point. I know that you had team members there. Are you US domiciled? Where are you thinking about your future? We are and always have been a US company. Though we have a presence in France, we have primarily hired our AI researchers across Europe and in the UK. And so we have an office in Paris, which the entire team happens to be right now because they're doing an on-site, which we do once a month. But we're a US company.